it's not like there's very many people can watch it anymore anyway.
Well, that's it. I don't watch a lot of those shows anymore either.
Yeah, it's very few and in between them coming out with something I'm really interested in,
Yeah. Well, what do you say we pop in and say howdy to the good folks?
Okie dokie.
Good evening, good evening, good evening. I
Howdy,
see
everybody.
Hippie was in chat, so I don't know if Hippie's still out there. Anybody else that's watching that can't type?
Figured Eric would have been here.
I don't know. He seems to
I
be
told
losing
him
connection quite often. He'll drop out of Zoom quite often.
Oh, they're acting like it's some big deal. 8-foot catfish hunting birds.
That's nothing new.
That's not news.
Who is that guy that had that fishing show? Jeremy Wade. The deadliest catch guy. That not deadliest catch.
Oh,
You know, monster
monsters.
fish. Yeah,
Yeah.
river monsters. Yeah, I mean, yeah, he showed fish that eat birds.
Yeah.
Big fish that eat
Shark
birds.
will do it.
Yeah, sharks will do it. That African big perch there with the big vampire teeth. They do it.
So, did you do any research on that 12-foot statue they put up there in New York?
It just shows that New York respects fat people. Looks like she's standing in line to complain about her EBD card, but
You ain't telling me my snap didn't go through.
no, you didn't. Oh man, I don't believe they did that. Well, I do believe they did that. I have to.
Yep. And to think that's the area that was tearing down the Teddy Roosevelt
Yeah.
statue.
But after the King statue, yeah, all right, nothing surprises me anymore.
Yeah.
The big
Now,
giant.
who is it? The mayor of Chicago's getting ready to tear down the Thomas Jeffersons and shit.
Yeah, okay. See how that works out for you in the long run. But I thought
Y'all
Trump
didn't quite
was.
figure.
I thought Trump was going after restoring that.
Yeah, he was supposed to be. Oh, thank you, hippie.
Thank you, Hippie.
Let's see what we're going to do. You don't watch anything of interest. Sometimes I'll have something interesting in the news, but so far it's been kind of lame. Yeah. I know it was years ago, but I still don't like how y'all acted over toilet paper.
Oh my God, wasn't that ridiculous? And I don't know anybody other than the normal folks that just couldn't get it on grocery day that ran out of toilet paper. There was no shortage other than the one we created.
But we were stupid enough to fall for the lumber shortage.
Yep. Oh, I can remember that. It went up overnight. I mean, I used to pay, I was paying 96 cents, maybe $1.29 for Culls 2x4s. And the Culls went up to $4. It was like, holy
See, that ain't fucking
shit.
right. I get it. Things will go up. But
Yeah, but there's no reason to. You created that. There's no justification for it to go that high. Okay, energy
just because
costs
you
went
didn't
up.
want,
I get it. There's Eric.
they just didn't want the trucks. They just didn't want the trucks on the road.
Yeah.
Hey, Eric, we was worried about you. Thought you got ate by a bowl of ice cream.
A rabid nipple.
I figured Rabbit Nipple would have been here. He's a big star though, ain't
Yeah.
he? Doing all them TV shows, YouTubes.
Oh my goodness. Yeah, I was watching a video. I couldn't download it. It wouldn't let me download, but how they recover that F-18 that went over the side there. Boy, that
Yeah,
thing took a beating going down.
but that one they're swearing up and down's an accident, huh? Just pilot error.
Yeah, yeah, it was a landing area.
The ship moved.
Yeah. I gotta
Yeah,
give it
don't
to
tell
him.
me
I
that.
mean, that is quite a skill, but
Yeah, I've heard pilots talking about bringing them in the night, and you got that one little light you're watching bob up and down in the
yeah,
water.
I couldn't imagine
You're
it.
supposed to land on it.
I would love to ride the rear seat just to take that ride. That would be cool. The one I liked was them helicopters that land during the storms on them decks. They drop down their hook and they hook off to the deck of the ship and they essentially winch themselves to the deck. It was kind of cool. Still dangerous because I mean he's tethered. There's nowhere for him to go.
Yeah. I wonder if they did that with ospreys.
I don't know.
Well,
Osprey's
those are
just a
supposed to be
dangerous
done.
critter altogether. Every time I hear one of them crash, well, they deserve to crash. But I mean, 'cause that's just the nature of the beast. That's always been a dangerous craft.
Yeah, but who was the genius that decided to put down the warthog?
I don't know. That was something that took every tanker and turned his bowels to jelly. That was a
Yeah,
dangerous critter.
yes, and it worked. At the time, there wasn't very many things that they were trying that were coming out working.
No, no, that was a very effective aircraft. But I think they should go towards more pilotless fighters because then you
Oh
wouldn't
yeah,
have to
all
worry
the
about
drones.
G-force. You wouldn't have to worry about a whole bunch of shit.
Yeah,
I'm not
but
saying
that
replace
one.
them.
Well, right now they're trying them out in Ukraine.
Yeah. But I mean, how many of these kids are out there playing these video games, sun up to sundown, all night, all day, peeing in the jug? You get these kids
Yeah,
out there behind the joystick of one of them.
yeah, I get that. But then, what would be the point of the war?
Well, that's it. Maybe we'll see how stupid it is, and maybe okay, wait a minute, we're just shooting down robots. That would be cool.
We're supposed to be visited by the Borg first.
Yeah. Well, I give up on any alien life form, friendly or not. They even stopped talking about it in the news. Nobody's talking about aliens anymore. They're trying to talk
I
about
guess we're,
Trump, but that ain't working.
They're being too quiet.
Huh?
They're being too quiet.
We're being too quiet?
No, 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 no. The people around
Oh,
are being too
don't do that.
don't do that. Oh, so what kind of stupidity's been out in the world today? Hey, Nick was telling me about. He sent me an article about them self-driving trucks. Uh,
Oh,
I'm not a big fan.
uh, no, you know, yeah, it looked cool in that Arnold Schwarzenegger
I
movie.
was just gonna say it looks cool in a sci-fi movie, but it's
Well,
just
remember the first ones, the autonomous cars were running people over.
yeah, yeah. Or turning onto people's lawns, or going through hazard barriers because they don't because whatever the city puts in for permits for road closures that day don't always translate.
Yeah, what was it? The one I saw was the food delivery drone and the self-driving car having a problem at an intersection.
Yep.
Worse than that, somebody stole the food.
Oh Jesus. Yeah, I have a problem with Uber. I have a problem with somebody bringing my food to me. I don't want it to travel through town in a little tin box. No.
Yeah, but at least in the olden days, it was probably some kid somebody in that house knew or had access to knowing who that kid was delivering that food.
Yeah. Oh, it's just some things are stupid. I get it. You're lazy. We're fat, but no, you're not that fat.
Yeah,
You're not that lazy. You can't go pick up your food.
but the pièce de resistance on that was when they hooked up with Klarna, and now you can pay off. You can have payments adjusted to your paycheck
I
every
saw
two
that
weeks.
we ordered. My daughter was over a couple of months ago, so she said, "Just we'll go get Burger King." I says, "All right, I'll drive you down." Oh no, let's order first. Huh? Okay, so we ordered online, and I saw that. It's like, huh? Oh well. And then they want a tip. What is up with
Oh
that?
yeah,
Everything online now wants a tip. I was at their head shop the other day and they wanted a tip. And I walked in, I picked up what I wanted and set it on the counter and they want a tip?
yeah,
No.
yeah. Oh, was it the lawn boy? I
Hey, there's
seen
Dave.
this video. I was watching. There's a lawn boy sitting there bitching because the old lady didn't give him a tip on his little iPad. Oh, fuck that!
Yeah.
You get paid a good salary for that. No.
Or the ring cameras where the pizza delivery guy will go nuts over a tip. Nice house for a $5 tip.
The one I saw it was a $10 tip. And she wasn't going to let him have it because he wore one of those hats.
Oh no.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, one of those hats. Well, what's the average tip for a pizza? I don't know anymore. I refuse to have it delivered. I go get my food. Well,
Shit,
Kelly
dude,
goes and gets
I
my
couldn't
food.
tell you. I can't remember the last time we had delivery.
Yeah, so I don't know what the average tip is even supposed to be now. I don't know if you tip pizza 15% or do you just tip them 5 or 10? Do you tip them? I don't know. The delivery driver, I get it. Sometimes if you're fast, you're courteous, you don't tear my lawn up when you leave the yard. Okay.
Yeah. But, it's like pulling up to Sonic. How the hell does that one work?
I don't know. We're not allowed to have a Sonic.
Oh,
We're
I
not.
just a little drive up.
Yeah, we're not
You
allowed to
know,
have drive-ins.
hey, every once in a while they put those car hops out in roller skates.
Yeah. I always wanted to
I'll
go to
tip them
one.
then.
They used to have a restaurant in New Hampshire that was like that. And we would, it was, probably an hour and a half, 2 hour drive from here. And we'd go, because back then, before, all this marijuana shit and stuff, that was the only place you could go to a head shop was down there, too. So,
Yeah.
every few months we'd just pack up, go down there, stop in, get some dinner, and visit the head shop.
Oh man, sit there and hit the road on Sunday, go somewhere and hit the greasy spoon, first greasy spoon you find.
Yeah. I've had some of my best meals come out of a greasy spoon.
Oh yeah, especially in the middle of the day, you're out in the middle of nowhere, fucking Dragon Creek.
Oh, oh, been throwing hay all day. And you're looking for a late dinner, early supper. Yeah.
Yeah, and
Breakfast.
it's the old
Oh,
tasty freeze.
when you've been traveling since, midnight and you find that first diner that serves breakfast. Oh, nothing like a greasy home cooked. Oh,
Out with a hot, cold running coffee.
yeah. You don't have. They don't ask you what side you want. You get the slab of ham and the slice of the bacon, the sausage, the steak.
Yeah, that's what that stood for back then there, Ron. It was to ensure proper service, is what tips stood for.
Yeah. You guys must see it down there more than anywhere, Dave. Down around in New York with all them libtards. They all think that
Oh, I
we
thought
owe
they're
them something.
nuts.
Especially taxi.
Well, I don't know. Staten Island was one of them that really kind of stood their ground during a lot of the stupidity.
Back in the 80s, they expected it from the taxi cabs down there.
Yeah, I don't know how that works up there.
But you would think, like New York, Chicago, L.A., you'd think they'd be out of control with the tip situation. Especially
Hmm.
now that there's no tax on tips. Now they're going to be begging even harder.
But they're trying.
But now, how does that relate? I always wondered, and I'm not disparaging the ones that really need it, but how does that relate to panhandling? How do you claim that on taxes?
Claimed it the tip.
Is that a
That's a good
gratuity
question.
or is that earned income?
Well, you can change your whole income into just being a gratuity.
Yeah.
Jimmy,
Huh.
we have a bunch of babies out there.
Oh, they brought their babies? Oh, yeah. Willow brought her babies up.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
I got to get a camera
Which,
now. Okay. Yeah. We got a pair of ducks, a pair of mallard ducks, George and Willow. And she just brought her babies up.
I mean, she had
How many?
I don't know, 5 or 6.
5 or 6 of them.
half dozen.
Yeah.
About right.
Boy, that was quick. I looked out there and there was a bunch of birds all
And now we got a groundhog that's found the corn stash.
Yeah, big time.
I think I might call him, I don't know. We'll have to come up with a name.
Asshole.
I don't know, I got nothing against woodchucks anymore. I don't have a garden. It's when I had a garden and something for them to eat that they really pissed me off.
Shit.
And it'd be one thing if they just
Yeah.
ate a tomato. But they bite this one, then they bite that one, then they bite this one.
Tammy had it set up real neat out there, had the raised bed, and she was using the bucket garden. We had the deer netting. Went out there. She come back in here. Look, that rabbit left her babies right there. I said, don't mess with them. Leave them alone. No, she didn't notice that they were underneath the big leaves.
Oh,
Mom was going out to play and get some, have some
Yeah.
fun. Throw them kids under that.
yeah.
We got the Red Hawk. Yeah, I've seen buzzards around. Got chicken hawk.
We used to have a turkey vulture that frequented a chicken hawk. I like that was one of the best cartoons. I'm a chicken hawk, and you're a chicken. Yeah, yeah, no, it's kind of cool. I used to hunt them and eat them, but now I feed them and watch them.
Well, when you get back into your caveman stance, you can be talking to them, and they'll come up to them, and you just take a bite out of them.
Yeah, well, that's it. But see, I know how to preserve meat, so when the apocalypse happens, the critters are going to come here because they think they're safe. They just don't know I just been fattening them up. Kind of like my
There you
neighbors.
go.
You know, I check in on my neighbors, not because I'm neighborly. That's a future food source. I want to make sure they're healthy and alive, and
Yeah, well, there's a reason you drop off Little Debbie's.
that's right. You're just a human Happy Meal.
So, did you hear Bill Gates has decided that Elon's killing people?
Oh, Elon's killing people.
Yeah.
Now, how's Elon killing people? Starlink?
Oh, he's going to make them quit taking his shots.
Oh, is that what it is? I mean, all the proof we got that you're killing the people with your shots. They haven't
Plus-
done any
plus-
good. There's no recorded. No. But if you fall into that, there's no hope for you. If you still believe, what was it? You look like you're a couple boosters in. Yeah.
Yeah, he's starting to sound like he's been vaxxed.
Damn. So yeah. So Elon's killing people.
According to Bill Gates.
Yeah.
Oh, he's going to be giving away all his money. Again.
Yeah. Again, I was just gonna say, didn't we try this once before?
Yeah, because didn't he say he wasn't giving their kids none of his money?
Yep. You know what I say? That's rich people problems. I'm happy if I got supper for tomorrow night, you know?
Yeah. But I'm sorry, man. I can't see it like that, man. He's a meat puppet for a demon.
Yep. Ugh.
So I hadn't heard anything much out of India today. Pakistan.
No, but somebody bombed somebody, not Israel. Iran, maybe?
No, I think it was Israel.
Maybe it was Israel. I don't know. Somebody blew up somebody. Go figure.
I was in Africa.
But you're right. I've specifically been looking for the India,
Well,
Pakistan shit.
oh, how did you like how they took care of them protesters at that library last night?
What'd I miss?
Huh? At Columbia, yeah,
Yeah,
they
what
decided
that-
to
what-
shut the doors, and they wouldn't let them out unless they showed their IDs.
That's cool. Whoever's
I thought it
left
was
goes to
rather
jail.
ingenious. Got to beat their whole game.
That's awesome. I like that.
Zoom gut feel.
But that's what they did that last one there where they took over the campus. And they just didn't bring them food and water. We got a cafeteria. It's up to you to come use it. And that was it. Just ignore them.
Yeah, those ones were wanting them to have the food delivered
Yeah,
from the cafeteria because they were students.
And then they had all these special dietary requirements. No, we've got a cafeteria. It's up to you to come out and use it.
See if I can find that thing.
I haven't heard any more about the 8 million pennies, dimes either.
Oh,
Be kind of cool to find a number that they actually recovered.
Oh, they ain't gonna tell us, 'cause then there'd be people out on the highway looking for them.
or find out those were already supposed to be going to be melted down.
I don't know what they were going to do with them, but so who else is in the news? Hey, Cheryl.
Hi, Cheryl. Dang it, I wish I could remember these things when I see them.
But I convinced myself that I will remember them.
Did you?
You know, every time I see something, oh, I'll remember that. And I never do. So, I mean, I guess on the upside, Colonel Klinger finally gets his discharge.
Does he?
Well, yeah, with the latest, with Trump getting rid of the trannies. Klinger
Yeah.
finally gets his discharge.
They ruined that character.
Now, what ruined it was the spin-off they tried to do afterward with Colonel Potter and Klinger and what'd they call it? It wasn't on very long. No, I can't remember what they called it. But yeah, it was supposed to be with Potter and Klinger and his wife. Trapper John made it a lot longer.
Yeah. But that still didn't work.
Didn't work.
How
It's hard to
many
watch it now.
Yeah, watch that. And then there was, what else was it? With
Radar.
had Marcus Welby.
Um, I'm drawing a blank. Go figure.
I'm too.
No, I'm drawing a blank. You're right, Dave. Imagine trying to cancel Klinger now. He'd be the star of the show. Yeah, you look back at the way TV used to be, and yeah, it would be totally opposite now.
Oh yeah. Shit, couldn't have nothing like Mary Hartman. Mary Hartman.
I know.
Oh, what was that other one? Martin Mull. USA Tonight.
Yep. Back
But
when we
man, the one and only Archie Bunker.
Archie Bunker, even the spin-offs, Maude, the Jeffersons.
Mike and Gloria.
I didn't watch Mike and Gloria.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Oh, I didn't watch that one. But the Jeffersons were big.
What's happening?
Maude was big.
Yep.
What's happening?
Yeah,
Good
but that
times.
wasn't- Yeah, good times. What's happening?
Yeah, because Florence was Maud's maid.
Yeah. And Maud served Archie Bunker cream of wheat with cheddar cheese
Yeah.
when he was sick. I'll never forget that episode.
Oh yeah, Archie had his own spin-off too.
Let's see if I can make this work.
Even that.
You're gonna punch your button.
I'll punch a button. Whoop, not that button. How
Aye.
about that button?
Don't do that button.
I punched that button. There we go.
There we go. I thought this was pretty funny.
Do this, man. I got a protein up. Hold on.
Chug, 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 chug. Oh, he's chugging it. Hold
I need more protein, Gutfeld. I got my protein pudding, my protein shakes, jerky if you piss me off, but this ain't enough protein for this segment, Greg. I gotta old school this story here. I gotta.
Where'd you get that?
I took it from the staff.
I took it from the staff.
Because you know what happens when you eat protein? You dominate. You exceed. You ever seen a fat tiger? No.
Oh, what's his
Never seen a fat tiger.
Oh, shit. No, we try to forget Archie's place, Dave.
Yeah.
That's right up there with Mike and Gloria.
put your other screen back up?
Oh, yeah. Unpress the button.
It needs help along. Well, Ewing, Virginia. Under tornado thunderstorm watch. Warning.
You said Virginia?
Huh?
I didn't hear much come out of them storms the other day that come up through Texas your way and that.
No, they all went off towards Louisiana,
Yeah.
up towards Arkansas. It seems like we've stayed on the outer edge of that shit here lately.
So maybe it is true. Maybe the tornado belt is kind of shifting.
Well, I was also noticing the position of the sun now is already where it usually is during July.
Huh. Goes to show you, no matter what we do, the Earth's going to do what it wants.
Yep.
I really don't think
Well,
we control the weather patterns. I don't. No, well,
Yeah.
I think
No,
we've been fucking with them. But if we left everything alone, we don't control that shit.
Yeah, because after they do that shit, the atmosphere itself wants to go back to its
yeah.
normal
It
state.
wants to
And
repair
it's going to
itself.
compensate.
And sometimes the repair is worse than the damage. Yeah, it's
Yep.
Yeah, the only thing we could do is, okay, the tornadoes moved here. Let's beef up this area. Hey, it's getting colder up here. Let's sell more oil. It's just adapt. It's not that hard.
Hmm.
And I was reading an article, and this was even on MSN, and they were saying NASA's scientists did a prediction that if we continue with the reducing of the carbon footprint, that the Earth has less than 1 billion years left because it needs the carbon to survive.
Yeah.
That's the way the
Well, they were
ecosystem's
saying,
set up.
yeah, well, they're having problems like this picture here. The forest is having trouble composting the natural shit because of all the chemicals they've sprayed
Yep,
for so many years.
leave it alone. Nature will take care of itself. We just don't need to make it worse. We just need to let it do its thing.
Yeah. We were just supposed to manage things.
Yes.
That's why we eat animals.
That's it.
They are tasty and good for you.
Yes, they're very good for you. There are some nutrients you get from meat that you just cannot get from any combination of plant matter.
Insects doesn't compensate for it.
Well, I don't know if insect protein counts. I don't know where that what side of the fence that falls on. Is that animal protein?
Sometimes.
But you know what I'm saying. I mean, I'm not even trying to be
Yeah.
funny. Insects, I don't know. Hey Google, are insects considered animal protein?
Yes, insects are considered a source of animal protein. Here's why. Biological classification. Insects belong to the animal kingdom. Nutritional composition. Like other animal products, meat, dairy, eggs, insects are a good source of protein, often containing a high percentage by dry weight. They also contain essential amino acids, which are the building blocks of protein that the human body cannot produce on its own. Dietary category.
Thank
In the
you.
context
Stop.
of food and nutrition,
And let's not talk about kite. Does everything else, but you just overlook that kite and you'll be okay.
Yeah. I'm still not eating insect.
No,
No, sorry.
it was storm tequila, and everybody has to at least once.
I mean, we had the course, and they showed us what bugs you could eat. Luckily, we didn't have to eat them, but
Hmm.
Probably eat an ant, but no.
I have eaten a cricket before. You know, it was a chocolate-covered cricket. I did it on a dare, and I won't do it
Mhm.
again. I will never forget
No, it
the
wasn't a
feeling.
dare. Mom said, "Here, try this." Chocolate covered grasshoppers.
Ew.
No.
Now the ants. The ants.
Oh, I had a chance to try the ants, but I didn't. But it was weird because I don't know where they got it from. It didn't have English printed on the package. But it was a little container of dried ants and a container of chocolate syrup. And you were supposed to make your own. And it's like, yeah, no. I'm good with that.
No.
Maybe if you'd have slipped it to me in a candy bar or something, you know.
Didn't say
Well, Danny Roach was bad enough. Growing up with a guy that actually grabbed them big cockroaches and ate them was more than enough for me, thanks.
No, that's gross. I'll never forget that guy I saw on TV. Had his teeth medically sharpened so he could eat cockroaches. Ah,
Mhm.
I
Hey,
don't like
Troy.
the sound they make when I squish one. I don't want to crunch into one.
Oh, come on.
Oh. No, no, I can't. There's just no possible scenario that works. No, not eating a bug. I did, okay, I did eat a worm for 50 cents when I was a kid.
Yeah, but you're
Three
more out
chews
to
and a
eat a worm
swallow.
going up fishing.
It was 3 chews and a swallow. Hey, Troy. Oh, I think that's why I don't eat lobster and crab and all that. They look too much like bugs.
Yum.
Pretty much.
Steamed clams,
And I
suckling
still
clams.
think that was a psyop that they did that shit. Because
Yeah,
remember, that was prison food.
yeah. And I remember I was watching a documentary when we was in school, and the main prison system wrote the federal government saying, "Hey, we need funds because lobster's cruel and unusual punishment to serve these prisoners."
Yep.
Yeah, lobsters and clams, everything you pay top dollar for now was considered cruel and unusual because that's all they ate.
You couldn't eat it all the time.
And now, what's lobster now? I know up here it's $20 or better a pound, so it's got to be
Easy.
that or something
But
for you guys.
and they're little bitty,
Yep,
like overgrown prawn.
yep.
Surf and turf, yeah.
But we do live in a land where McDonald's sells lobster rolls this time of year.
Yep.
No.
Yeah, you can go to McDonald's and buy a lobster roll.
No. I gotta admit, where was it? About a month and a half ago, I broke down and went and got a Big Mac and some fries.
Wow, that actually sounds good right now.
Yep.
I haven't had a Big Mac in a long time.
I remember when those damn things first come out.
Bologna roll.
Yep. Every freaking Friday.
I watched this guy on YouTube. I think it's 23-1 lockdown 23-1, and he was in max prison, and he was talking about what do they call it? Oh, it's the punishment food, neutral loaf, and he actually
Antelope.
made some in his kitchen. And he said out of all the things he's ever cooked, that's the one thing that came out perfect, and it sucks. He said he made it identical to what the prison did. He goes, and it sucks. Oh, but that stuff looked nasty. I mean, it's got all the nutrition in it, but
Well, but hey, Sheriff Arpaio was serving green bologna.
yes, hey, it didn't kill you.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you wore pink underwear, pink uniforms, because that's what happened in the wash.
Yeah, oh well, shit happens.
Yeah, I'm not buying you new uniforms just because they got stained. But when they interviewed that one kid, they were interviewing him, and he goes, "Damn, the rules are strict around here. It's like we're in jail." Yep, that's the
It
mentality.
was kind of like that old Jasmine Crockett a couple days ago was talking about. Can you imagine if some other country was to take people and send them to America?
Uh huh. Somehow I can imagine that. Yes, ma'am. Give you a minute. Yep. Next thing you know, she'll be an astronaut too.
Who's that?
Crockett.
Oh,
That'll look good on her resume. Oh my. So who else can
oh,
we
where
make
was
fun
it?
of?
Sweden, I believe. They said they were telling the migrants that they got to work for their money.
Let me guess, they're all leaving in droves. No shit.
Yeah, well, that's the best way to do it, ain't it?
Isn't that a novel idea? Work for your money.
Oh, shit, or hell, what Trump do? Give them $1,000 and you can leave. We'll give you $1,000 to go.
Yeah, yeah,
Just
let's
get
go.
no problems asked.
Oh, I just, the whole immigration thing still puts a burr in my ass. How hard is it to understand? If you came home and found somebody in your house, what's the first thing you're going to do? Say, get out.
9 times out of 10, yeah. Find grabbing something and just commencing to oiling the tar out of them.
Yeah. Which you'd be well within your rights to do.
Yeah. Where is it? Oh, it's California. Yeah, you have a right to have a gun to protect yourself, but if you shoot it,
Yeah. You can't use it.
hell, I knew a guy here in the city. Lights and shit were out, storms and stuff, and they were doing wellness check in the neighborhood. They walked in his door. He took a shot at him,
Oh, Jesus.
but that worked out fine. Everything's cool and copacetic. They let him go.
Yeah. Well, if you walked in and didn't announce yourself, I mean, because you got to realize the situation too. We are in a storm situation. Power's out. Okay, somebody's yelling, wellness check. So and so police department. Okay, I'm not going to shoot you. Even if you
Well,
are lying, I'm going to take a second to identify you. But if you bust in
yeah,
my house, the power's out, storm's raging, and somebody walks in my house, well, I'm apt to go
yeah.
bang. But I don't really worry too much. We're in a castle doctrine state, so
Yeah. Shit, it's pretty good down here. Old boy was dealing with a road rager down at OU on the campus.
oh,
Yeah, him and his daughter were feared for their lives. He got out and went blasted dude
dang,
sitting in his car at a stoplight, and it was self-defense.
that's awesome. I'm not praising that the guy's unalived, but hey,
Hmm.
fuck around, find out.
Yeah. Well, it was like that old boy that was going to rob that convenience store down in Texas and wound up having a bullet from everybody in the store.
Yep. Or the one that thought they were going into the jewelry store next door to a gun shop, and again took one from everybody in the shop.
What was it? Hill Street Blues, one of their first ones. They're at the end of the show. They're sitting there at the bar. Well, somebody was coming into a cop bar to rob it.
Yes.
Yeah. What you gonna do, Dirt? Know what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, that one video, it's all over YouTube. The guy's decided he's going to steal a bike from in front of the police station. And he's down there and he's trying to cut the lock. And the cops just come out one by one and they just start surrounding him. And he looks up from cutting the lock and there's all the cops around him. It's like, damn. Hey, Nathan.
Hey, Nate.
Yeah, shoot the gun in the air and the rubber leaves. No, you shoot the rubber and he don't leave and you got evidence.
Yeah. And no, it's not a good idea to go ahead and draw the chalk mark around them.
Yeah,
I kind of frown on that. Here's one from the bygone days. They were testing out their robots. Put it with the music.
Uh-oh, uh-oh. And you don't have an off switch? Thank you.
No, later on after that, they were doing some kind of public display and they were sitting there having to pull them away from the crowd.
Damn.
Now, didn't you people see the movie Terminator?
Oh my God. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about AI and making it mobile, and I'm kind of enjoying the
Well,
stupidity they're using it for right now. But
Yep. But it's more than that. You just used AI to talk to Google.
that's true. That's why I always say thank you, because when they take over, they're going to remember Jim was nice to us. We'll kill him last.
Save his pod closest to the hive mind.
Yeah. Maybe they'll program my life in the Matrix just a little on the higher end.
Of course, we know whiskey kills bacteria. Damn it. What's wrong with you people?
Yeah.
And it's good for when you got to remove that arrow from your shoulder. It's got to have a little black powder, though.
Yeah. So the professor sets a empty glass, a glass of water, and a glass of liquor up on the counter. And he drops a worm in each one. Because the worm in the empty glass thrives. Worm in the water still alive, a little waterlogged, but he's squiggling at the bottom of the glass, and the worm in the alcohol dies. And he says, "So what's this tell us, glass?" Little Johnny says, "Drink liquor and don't get worms." I heard somebody was squawking about another prohibition. I don't know if it was satire. It didn't sound like satire. It sounded like somebody was just trying to, squawk that, see if I can get a little grease over here.
Yeah.
But the world is too dependent on alcohol. think that maybe if you chilled out, I wouldn't need so much alcohol.
But it's so much fun.
Nah, it wasn't. Towards the end of my drinking sprees, it just wasn't fun anymore.
No.
And it always seemed
I
to end
just
the
like,
same way. Just a hangover.
and it's always got to be worse than the last hangover you had.
Yeah, the one you swore you'd never do it again because it was so bad. Yeah, I can remember the days I could drink. I could drink and drink and drink and drink and never get sick, never worry about it. And then, like overnight, it's like
Getting sick
allergies,
didn't
though.
worry.
I mean, when I was a kid, I never had an allergy, never a sniffle. I wasn't even allergic to poison ivy. And then it's like overnight, I turned 30, and now everything I'm allergic to. Yeah, I've used up all my fun days, I guess.
Yeah.
But the ones I can remember were fun.
Well, what do they keep telling us? Youth is wasted on the young.
Yes. Yeah, if I could go back and tell myself anything, it would be listen. Listen to the grown ups. Then I'd say buy Bitcoin, but
Yeah, but Bitcoin.
That hit of acid's not going to get you any higher.
yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, from Chicago, Dave. He's more of a snowflake than the last one. I'm glad I'm not Catholic.
From Chicago.
Well, looks like we're about to hit that time, brother.
Yes, we have. Want to go hang with the cool kids?
Yeah, let's do that. Thank you, everybody, for coming out.
Yes. God bless. Say a prayer for America.
Stay